Shanti, good morning. I will revise our Bhagavad Murli of 18th March 1981. Title of the Murli is The way to make something that is difficult easy is constantly to see the Father. The way to make something that is difficult easy is constantly to see the Father. Today, Bhaktada has specially come to meet those from London. To meet means to become equal to the Father. What signal has Bapdada been giving you since you came to him? Children, all of you elevated souls are equal to the Father in all virtues and all attainments. You are the masters. You are even more elevated than the Father. You are the crown on the Father's head. Have you become master almighty authorities and full masters, full of all virtues, equal to the Father, as Baba has previously told you? Only when you become equal to the Father at this time will you become those future deities who have a right to the kingdom of the world. Are you continually checking yourself to see to what extent you have become equal to the Father? Whilst keeping each virtue and power in front of you, check yourself as to what percentage you have become an embodiment of each virtue and power. It is easy to follow this instruction, is it not? Baptada is the example in front of you. See the Father in both forms, the corporeal form and the incorporeal form, and continue to follow them. There is the saying, as is the Father, so are children. Son shows Father is also remembered. The relationship between father and child is of the child following the Father. It is not difficult, but you make it difficult. If it were difficult, you would constantly find it difficult. Some find it easy, and others find it difficult. Why is it like this? The same person sometimes finds it easy and sometimes difficult. Why is this? What does this prove? It is due to the weakness of those moving along that they find it difficult. for our souls to constantly experience the state of being equal to Baba, to be equal in virtues, to be equal in powers, like the soul is experiencing what Baba is experiencing. Baba saying the stage of just constantly following both the fathers in the incorporeal form, Shiv Baba, in the corporeal form, Brahma. Baba says it is rather easy, but we ourselves make it difficult. And sometimes we make it difficult, sometimes easy. Baba says, even today, devotees sing praise of the Father. Together with praising the Father, they still also praise you, great souls, you worthy of worship. So, do you remember your praise? To whom do souls go when they encounter a difficult situation? They either go to the Father or to you, deity souls. How can those who remove the difficulties of others find something to be difficult themselves? What enters your intellect when you find something difficult? What is it that makes you feel it is difficult? You are very experienced in this. Instead of looking at the Father, you begin to look at the situation. Instead of looking at the Father, you begin to look at the situation. When you get engrossed in the situation, many questions arise. If you were just to look at the Father, then because He is the point, you would be able to put a full stop to all situations. Situations are the tree, and the Father is the seed. Because you try to carry the tree of expansion, you're neither able to hold the tree nor Father. You put the Father aside and are unable to accommodate the tree of expansion in your intellects. Then, because you're unable to fulfill your desire, you get disheartened. The sign of someone being disheartened is that he's constantly complaining about one or other situation or person. The more he complains, the more he himself becomes trapped. Because all of that expansion itself becomes a trap. The more you then try to move away from it, the more trapped you become in it. There can either be the Father or the situations. We have been listening to and relating things about situations for half a cycle. What do the Bhagavad and the Ramayana of the path of devotion consist of? They are such long stories. When those situations arose, the Father was not there. Even now, When you get involved with situations, you lose the Father. What game do you then play? Hide and seek. Mhm. You blindfold your third eye and then try to look for Him. The Father continues to call out to you, and you continue to search for Him. Mhm. What happens eventually? The Father Himself has to come and give you His company. Why do you play such games? Because many colorful things that take place within the expansion of those situations attract you. If you were to step away from all of those, you would constantly remain an easy yogi. If you were to step away from all of those, you would constantly remain an easy yogi. Mhm. Those of you from London do not experience anything to be difficult, do you? We only find it difficult when we don't see Baba but get involved in the expansion. Baba is the seed and all the situations, everything is the expansion, the tree. Mhm. Baba says that we forget to keep the seed and we become trapped in the expansion. And the more we just focus on Baba, the more we just see Baba, then everything becomes easy. That's what Baba many times says, see Father, follow Father. See Father, follow Father. The more we just uh, follow the easy method of just going beyond the story world and being with Baba, just seeing Baba, just being with him, not playing hide and seek. It's like when we close the third eye, and it really means that our intellect is trapped in the drama. This drama is what is visible to these physical eyes. And so we are just looking at the obvious. We are just trapped in the visible world. We forget to connect to the invisible dimension. It is then that we begin to search Baba. We begin to play the game of hide and seek. Baba is there, but we are not able to experience him. So Baba is saying the easy way is to just stay awake, to just keep the third eye open, to just zoom out. Mhm. Someone said, when in doubt, just zoom out. The more I zoom into the situations, the more then I'm zooming out from the truth, Baba. And the more I zoom out of the situations of drama, I automatically zoom in to Baba. And then no situation stands any chance to exist or to occupy our mind when the soul is in Baba's company, in Baba's presence. And so that's why Baba is saying it's actually very easy, but when we get trapped in the drama world, in the world of expansion, and we make the story real for us, it is then that we then find it difficult. But if we just let the story be the story, not give it space in our mind, just allow for Baba to be present, then we are able to find everything very easy. Baba says, learn how to keep yourself busy. When you don't have time for anything else, you won't go into the expansion of other things. When you're busy with a large program, then no matter what else is happening at that time, you would step away from it all. At that time, you're only concerned about that service. You don't even think about eating or sleeping. As well, benefactor souls constantly keep the plan of the unlimited task emerged. Give your intellect such an unlimited task to do that you won't have time for anything else. Make a list of things in your daily diary to keep your intellect busy. Do this, you will automatically experience easy yoga. Automatically experience easy yoga. What often says here to keep yourself easy, stay busy. So these souls are just busy in just getting into the depth of Baba's versions, giving this homework to ourselves. The mind is constantly engaged in reflecting on Baba's versions. Then there is no space for anything else. Baba says, when you speak of this yoga, you say that it is easy, Raja Yoga. You do not say that it is sometimes easy yoga and sometimes difficult yoga. Therefore, Bapdada wants to see all of you children stabilized in the form that you apply to the name. If even after you have become master almighty authorities, you experience anything to be difficult, then when would you find it easy? If not now, then never. Therefore, to resolve this, make a program amongst yourselves. Om Shanti. Let us pause here today, and we will continue the remainder of Baba's Murli tomorrow and day after. So let's take a moment and just absorb Baba's versions, remembering Baba is the easiest for the soul. Because for the soul, there is only just the one. No one else belongs to the soul but Baba. So let me step into the consciousness where I'm naturally seeing Baba. I'm experiencing Baba's presence away from all the complications of the story, all the clouds of the drama, the stories. are fading away, and I, the soul, experience coming into the unlimited sky, the sky beyond the sky, where I, the soul, live with Baba. There's no one else, there's nothing else. Baba is my everything. I naturally experience Baba's company. I hold Baba in my mind. Baba, the seed, is all there is to life. Everything else is a story. Just stay here with Baba, leaving everything else behind. In spending time with Baba, I begin to experience what Baba experiences, a state of constant detachment and unconditional love. I, the being, the soul, come Bab Saman. I see the world through Baba's eyes. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba, your family. Maybe open up to see if anyone would like to share.
Good morning, brother. Om Shanti. Baba today gave a very nice method that when situations come, you have to look at me and not the situation. That is, look at you. Baba indirectly says this. He says it becomes challenging for you because you do not look at Baba, but you look at the situation. I was wondering, what does Baba imply here? I came up with some hypothesis like, do I have to remember the words that Baba has said, or try to become a point of light? I mean, get withdrawn from it and then perform the deed, or is there anything more to it? Brother, could you elaborate on this point? Thank you. Shanti.
Yeah, thank you. No, and I think the Hindi words are also Baat and Bab. And Baba says that when the situations of the Baat is what we pay attention to, one is to be aware of the situation, but the other is to get entangled in the situation. And so the more I give life, the more I think about the situation, the more I'm becoming more and more entangled in it. I'm actually giving it life, I'm making it big. And so, of course, it is, mind, if it is completely entangled in the situation, in the expansion of it, then that's where the mind will find it difficult to then connect to Baba. And so it's very easy. It's like we realize in order to detach ourselves from the situation that there is nothing called situation. It's just I have made it up in my mind based on my insecurities. The moment I let go of all the insecurities, all the temporary identities, I realize that I'm able to experience the truth of who I am and who is mine. And then when the consciousness is rooted in that experience of being a soul, being with Baba, then the soul is empowered, and whatever the situation requires, Baba then fills the soul automatically, and then the soul is able to express that in the interactions. And so that's why it is drama is the entire situations, and then Baba. So we just stay with Baba in Baba's remembrance, and everything else will automatically get sorted out.
Right. Thank you, brother.
Om Shanti Bhajan. So, Baba says, instead of looking at Baba, we start, taking up the tree, the expansion, and tree and seed. So, seed is Baba. So, lifting the seed becomes very easy rather than, rather than carrying the whole tree. That is the expansion. So here, Baba, the solution Baba says is we have to learn how we can, look at Baba only, and a way through which we can make our intellect busy. So that is one takeaway from me. And Baba also mentioned something about Bhagavad and Ramayana, so I didn't really catch that. So there are so many, so in those stories, right? So there are so many situations that is shown, right? And of course, Baba is not shown there as, how as a point, or though we know that all that essence, all that stories are created to take us to God. Whether would you be able to just give us some more light on that, what Baba is trying to say there through that, about the situation and
Mm,
system. Yeah.
right. Yeah. I think in Ramayana and Bhagavad there are so many stories, and the stories, of course, have a moral, and they're actually the intention is for those stories to give us some insights into our spiritual journey and facilitate our um, relationship, improve our relationship with Baba, with the truth. But if we just get into the details of it and forget the plot, we lose the plot, and we just get into the details. What was this character's name? Why was he doing this? Why not this? Why not that? Then we actually miss out on the larger picture. And then those stories actually become an obstruction in our connection with the truth, with power. And so that's why actually there is nothing out there that exists. We actually create an image of everything that we are seeing, we are experiencing through our sense organs. We are creating an image in our minds. And so as we souls are playing our part on this world drama stage, when we are under the spell of illusion, then we actually constantly create these stories. And that's what Baba is saying, Ramayana, Bhagavad. And we feel, oh, this thing has happened to me, this one has said this to me, I've been treated like this, life hasn't been fair to me. And then we carry all those stories in our mind. But actually we have just created them. They're not real. They don't exist. We just created them out of some insecurity, which comes because of low consciousness. And so that, when the mind is pulled into the story, how do I know that my mind is engaged or pulled? Is I'll be emotionally invested in it. I'll either feel sorrow, I'll either feel happy. Things from the outside world will suddenly matter to me. That's when I know that I've been trapped into the story. And suddenly, with all these clouds, the truth, the sun, will be obscured, and then the soul won't be able to see Baba. And that's what Baba is saying, just to put a full stop, allow the sun to shine again. And so we come back to the truth of who we are, where we come from, who do we belong to, why are we here. And then very easily we can just eliminate all these clouds of Ramayana, Bhagavad, all these stories, and then stay in the reality. Mhm.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, just one question, brother. So Baba says that so we have to make a plan to keep our intellect busy, right? So that we don't really give time for our intellect to wander or going to waste and things like that. We can avoid. We can try. There is a plan. Then when we go according to the plan, right? Then things becomes easy. That we know. But how do we create that sort of plan for every day? And uh, how do you kind of manage this, like putting into practice? Brother?
Right. I think simply, and all our children actually, we all do it also. It's just, I feel, more emphasis on Murli and remembrance, and pretty much it covers everything. The more we, spend time, and of course we listen to the Murli, and in the morning, and then we read the Murli, and then to also study the Murli. So it's listening to the Murli, reading the Murli, studying the Murli, so that's almost 3 times revising it, so that the soul is able to grasp the truth of what Baba is trying to tell the soul. And then, of course, then during the day, we have so much time really during the day to remember Baba, to just, put a break to whatever is happening and just go to Baba or bring Baba here. And so through all the, practices, drills, and in different ways, even karma yoga. Now we all know actually all the different practice that Baba has given us. And the intention is just to, you know, for example, like, someday, one day, it would be maybe the soul will be more inclined to just be in silence and just experience Baba. Some other day, maybe the soul will be more inclined to churn. The other day, even when the soul is doing seva, it would be just being with Baba, listening to Baba's Murli or songs and just doing something for Baba or just to be lost in Baba's love, to talk to someone about Baba. So in that way, through different ways, but so that there is in some element Baba's presence, Baba's energy is integrated in our life. It's not that we are alone by ourselves, and then when we are alone, then Maya will come and situation will come, and then we feel, oh, it's a big thing. How will I do it? Because we have lost Baba, we have lost the power, and that's what Baba means when we are just busy being with Baba. And that's what Baba said, like make a program. So every day after Amrit Vela or after Murli, just creating, spend a few minutes to create a timetable for the mind. That's what Baba inspires us to do, and that way we can easily stay with Baba throughout the day.
Yeah, so we need to create that in our mind, right? It's not that we create a agenda in a piece of paper and then
Right.
put it before us, what ought to be done for the day, right? And then go as per the plan, right? So I guess,
Mm.
yeah, every day when we listen to Murli, something new, interesting point, Baba will touch or Baba will give, right? So possibly that also can be put aside in a corner of that piece of paper. Then, as in when we see, right, then, or when we have time in the middle of work, right, then, yeah, reminding that and
Mm.
churning about also, I think, is going to keep that intoxication throughout the day, right?
Mm. Right, absolutely. Right. Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Basically, in every Murli, Baba says that remember me. Because that's the magic which happens when you remember Baba. Basically, we are very, very away from our yatharth situation, yatharth sthiti. And due to that only, we have become body consciousness. And all the problem arises due to body consciousness. That is the drag, that is the shift from soul consciousness to body consciousness. More the shift, more the problem. And then what actually is the remedy? The remembrance. And when we remember Baba, our shift from soul conscious to body conscious, that decreases. And as you remember him again and again and again, that shift minimizes. And when we become soul conscious, that shift is zero. And when it is zero, it is said, zero is zero because zero has got no angle, no own perception. That is when Baba's perception and my perception become same. That is when Baba's opinion and my opinion, rather say my opinion disappears, or rather say when Baba's ichha becomes my ichha. Baba's way becomes my way. That means if we are soul conscious, we start following Baba's way of doing the things. That means that vidhi. And when we start doing that vidhi, siddhi comes automatically. Today Baba said that Baba is master. Even the children are also master. There is no difference between Baba and children. That made me think that actually there is difference between Baba and. But yes, we can be Bap Saman by, as in the Dunya mein it is said that Sankaran does the magic. Every parents tell you should have a song of good children. And now we have got in this Sangam Yuga, we are blessed that we have हम लोगों ने बाबा को जान लिया है and we are in and so जान लिया है, पहचान लिया है, so we have to take most benefit of that and that sung, we have to be in sung with Baba. Even if we are in our work, we can remember Baba. It's just like if you have got any children, you never forget your children when you do your work. You remember them. Even while doing your work, you are aware. In that way, we can remember Baba. As the word master, that made me think that the word master, as Baba says that you have to also become the master. You are our master Saraswati-mans. Basically, you have to become the master. And for becoming the master, we cannot just become the master by just being in sung with Baba. Yes, that does the magic, but that some purusharth is required. As that is a very natural that when we being sung with Baba, purusharth happens basically. Purusharth happens automatically. You need not do anything else. Because only and only have got love with Baba, muhabbat with Baba, then only you are close to Baba. And when you are muhabbat to Baba, purusharth happens automatically. There is no mehnat in that. Because muhabbat is there. So in that muhabbat, you can become the master. Because the first letter M itself tells that man manabha madhya jivi bhava. Remove all your mapan, you become the master. The next letter A tells adorn yourself with divine virtues. Whatever virtues, divinities Baba is talking about, Baba has, we can get that, we can acquire it by being in sung with Baba. S, Baba says the magical thing, soul conscious. What happens, we basically sometimes definitely we are successful in coming out of body conscious sometimes, but we are trapped in role conscious. When we are in the office, we become the boss, and in that process again we are tangled around that body consciousness. For that, soul conscious is a keyword. And when you call soul conscious, the another word T, you get transformed. That is self-transformation to world transformation. T also stands for tax, yuktiyan. That you have to have some yukti, because see, in this desperate world, in this world full of uncertainties, in this world where you are, if and buts are all around. So in that situation, you have to have some tact, yuktiyan. Yukti, sometimes what happens, simple yukti makes you out of many problems. And E, embodiment of Baba's knowledge. You have to become Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murti. Not just that we hear Murli and we make others hear Murli, but have we become Gyan Sarup? Have we become Gyan Murti? Because that Gyan, that knowledge has to be translated into action. And once that knowledge gets translated into action, that means we have become Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murti. And another letter is R. We become Ruhani, we become reliable, we become responsible. And in that way, if we can do this type of Purusharth, as Baba always say, we can definitely become the master. And that Baba wants from us. That's the takeaway. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
So, Rabbi, shall we move on to meditation?
Yeah, sure. So let's take a moment and become aware of our reality as a spiritual being, soul. Who belongs to Baba. Everything else in this physical world is temporary. Nothing belongs to me. Everything else is an expansion, not important. It didn't exist yesterday the way it is today. It keeps on changing. The only one who is the most important, eternal relationship is of I, the being, with the source, Baba. So I allow everything else to just fade away. I drop all the stories to be in the presence of Baba. To get soaked up in Baba's light, Baba's love. My inner eye of truth has opened up. I have awakened. I've come into the light. Can see everything the way God sees it in its entirety, in its completeness. I am with Baba. Baba is with me. That's what there is to life. And as I return back to the physical dimension, I just keep my eye open so that I constantly see Baba whilst engaging with the actions here in the physical dimension. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Saurabh Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.